Up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers. Thank you so much for joining us for the premiere episode of the Jimmy the Bag Show live at the world famous Dog and Bear, 1100 Queen Street West, Toronto, Ontario. We are back in action out of Costa Rica in Toronto. And I'm so thankful all you guys are rolling with us. DX Filer now, Jason Fritz. We got Fritzy ready to go. Bobby Arms, Mark Unkefer, Matt Randall, star of the Taint Play of the Day is joining us. Spready Kruger rolling with us. Dan Kelly, Ziggy 007, JR. And by the way, Matt Randall, excited for the new show, Taint Play of the Day, 10-1 in the last 11 plays. Taint Play of the Day, 11-1 last 11 days. Paulo Marquez in the house. Astute Chaos. Edward Solano, my guy Ed, rolling with us. What a great group. Tabaric McKinney, Primetime DJS, Phil 9, Bobby Arms, Backdoor Cover, Danny Menlo, The Big Ragu 62, Dav Fenn. The team is back. Mitch Bruner, Carlos Peroche and his cheesy balls, Alfonso Acosta here. We even have Canascat live in audience here for the show. And this is the debut of the Jimmy the Bag Show. Canadian Capper, Vincent Contreras, Ulysses Hayes, Stu Boo, Bleds W, One for the Money, Paulo Marquez, Troy V. Man, thank you guys for joining us on our new show. I am very excited. Our special guest comedian, Rob Pugh, will be joining us. Rob Pugh will be live, sitting right beside me in 25 short minutes. The winner of the San Francisco Comedy Competition, the prestigious San Francisco Comedy Competition, first ever San Francisco Comedy Competition, 1976. Robin Williams couldn't even win that thing. He came second and nominated for Canadian Comedy Award for Best Comic in the country 6 times. Nary a win. Fucking zilch. Nil wins. But 6 nominations. I'm very thankful that he's here. Ryan Bronson, Paco Healy, Tim Steves, Rich Kemp, Il Wise, Michelle Rudolph. There's a Tim Steves in the house in our chat right now. Gambler himself and a spectacular stand-up comedian, one of the best in the country. He'll be joining us Friday. He's our special guest Friday. And he's here in the chat. Let's get after it. Okay. Jimmy Stain, my guy, Jimmy Stain. Jimmy Stain. When I said this year, if in NFL I'm negative units, I'm going to leave Costa Rica, Jimmy Stain called me on that. Hey, look where I am now, Jimmy Stain. I fucked off. I left Costa Rica just like I said. Hey, because that's the one thing that I can always tell you that I will give you, transparency and honesty. And when I say if I go negative units, I'm going to leave Central America behind me, start anew up north. That's what I've done. Damien McCorson, Jansen. All you guys, thank you so much for joining us. Ski Profit in the house. All right, I've already locked in 1 NHL look, 5 NBA looks, and I want to add 4. It was just the first quarter and the first halves weren't available. I have 24 minutes to cap this card before the comedian is joining us. But truly, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much for joining me at the new show, Jimmy the Bag Show, live at the Dog and Bear, 1100 Queen Street West. If you ever want to party with us down here, this is the spot. The spot for Raptors game, Leafs game, or just grab chicken wings and drink heavily, which I will be doing here all the time. All right, let's get after it. Rafa, my man, can you please pop up my NHL record, which has been very disappointing this season. After 2 years of smashing NHL, I've had a rough year. The record, I assume, is going to be up right now. Thank you, Rafa. All right, I'm making a move on the Bruins -1.5. No record for today. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you for caring about the show as much as I'm caring about the show. No record for today. I can give you my record, very disappointing record here. There we go. Totals. All right, here, sorry. 82 and 104. I'm down 6.88 units. Minus 3.70% is my ROI. As you guys know, I hit a high water mark of 43 units 2 years ago. Last year, hit the high water mark last day of the season, plus 30 units. It's been a disappointing year, but I'm going to get this back here fast. Jansen says, is there a Jimmy the Bag discount? Well, if you guys start coming here a lot and we can start boozing heavy here, then yes. Yes, we can get possibly. Yellow Jesus says now your chances of getting kidnapped are very slim. Don't worry, Yellow Jesus. I think the kidnappers were watching my record as we went through the last couple of years, and we're like, this clown doesn't have colognes on him. So I think that's what it is. Eric Jones says, Jimmy, I found you, low bag for life. Thank you, Eric Jones. All right, Stu Boo says taint. All right, let me know if the tank comes in as well. Let's get after this right now. Bruins -1.5 at +125 at Heritage. If you want this look right now on the Boston Bruins, I'm on the best odds page on the planet, sportsbookreview.com. And remember, one thing I always tell you guys, I'll never sell you anything in my entire life. I will never sell you one thing. All I want to do is cap and win together. If you do want to help me, though, hit the link at the bottom of the screen, www.sbrvideo.com/thebag, and that would be very helpful for me. Trevor Loudon in the house. Trevor Loudon says, welcome home. Where are you at? I may take a day off and join you one of these days. Do, Trevor Loudon, because I'm here live at the Dog and Bear, 1100 Queen Street. And we have 252 watching right now. That total is going up. And truly, I've got nothing without you guys. All right, let's hammer this. Carey Price, Tuukka Rask. Carey Price stepping up right now. Everybody's seeing it. He's won 8 of his last 11 starts. He's playing very well. 2 shutouts over that span. Allowed 2 or fewer goals in 7 of those games. But the Bruins have lit him up. That's not why I'm making this bet on the Bruins, but they have lit him up. 12 goals, 70 shots, 5.12 goals against average, 829 save percentage against the Bruins this year. But the Bruins just lost 3-1 at Detroit. They're embarrassed. They're angry. This is the final meeting between these two teams. And when I look at this Habs roster without Weber on it, I think that the Bruins can take care of business in a big way. I am on the Bruins -1.5 at +125. If you want that right now, I'm sure that's still available. There hasn't been too big of a market move here on the Bruins. Let's check it out on this great odds page we have at sportsbookreview.com. Von Polo in the house. Bruins, okay, there's no +125 left. So I beat the market move. That's moved 5 cents at Heritage. It's a +115 at Bet365. I bet it at Bet365 at +120. So we're dealing with a small move. I think the Bruins smash here. I was interested in the over 5.5, but the Canadians are just not scoring goals, and having Weber not on the power play makes me not trust them. I thought about the over 3.5 for the Bruins team total over, but I thought the best look I could get is the Boston Bruins -1.5 at +125. We have Flames Kings. Look, I wanted to hammer the Kings. This Flames 2-game winning streak on the road, 6-2, 6-2. This is not a team that inspires confidence. And they're now playing without Giordano. They're playing without Travis Hamonic. We always talk about when a team loses 2 of their top 4 defensemen, we want to fade them. But do you trust this LA Kings squad? Not a chance. But if I had a free play, I would take the Kings here. They've lost 5 straight in regulation. 1 win in regulation since January 1st, coming off 4-1 loss at MSG on Sunday night. Fly all the way across the country. These are red flags. So I'm off this game. Then we have Blackhawks Canucks. And the Knuckleheads tonight, we are retiring Daniel and Henrik Sedin's jerseys. It's going to be jam. Now, generally, I've felt, oh, there's a taint play of the day. Sorry, everybody's got to stop. Matt Randall, taint play of the day. How often I get asked, what is taint? And simply, that little flap of skin between the balls and anus. And the taint play of the day is Auburn -6.5. And Matt Randall says smash spot tonight. Matt, thank you for sharing this, man. Means so much to me. Taint play of the day is in. Neil says Kings will be doing a fire sale soon enough. Who do you want on that team? They're old and slow. They're big, old, slow. You know, Ulysses Hayes says Vancouver money line, a welcome home gift. There were times in the past when a team was retiring the jersey and they'd have that 20-25 minute opening ceremony that I'd want to fade them. But we've been doing these types of events in Vancouver all year, and these Canucks are coming out firing. And look, I don't think they're that good of a hockey team. I know they're first in the Pacific, but I don't want to take them as big favorites. That's where we see them right now. Let's go to money lines and totals here right now. Money lines and totals. I don't want it, man. Look, Blackhawks on the second half of a back-to-back. I don't want them. Vancouver opening up at -151, now -139. I mean, you're getting value backing them, but I don't want them. I don't want them. I don't like this NHL card very much. I'm on the Bruins -1.5 at +125. That is the NHL card. Let's move to NBA. We still have 17 minutes before we're joined by Rob Pugh, easily one of Canada's best stand-up comedians. And let's get after. Oh, we have the Big Beaver play of the day. Big Beaver play of the day. Vancouver Canucks, Elias Pettersson, 2 or more goals, +900. Wow, +900 there. I'm going to copy and paste the Big Beaver play. There's my guy Dom Ricci in the house. Jim Rome's a douche joining us as well. Thank you guys so much for joining me. There's Paco Healy representing San Diego. Man, it means so much you guys are joining me. All right, let's talk NBA. I would throw the record, but it's not available today. Here, I will pop it up for you. We've had a good season. So this will be the third season in a row where we end up sort of around the same number, up about 10 to 12 units for the season. We're looking good here. We've been on a nice run. We're 95 and 81, up 8.32 units with a 4.73 ROI. A 4.73 ROI. You know, I like it. I like everything that we've done in NBA, and I like this card very much. I have destroyed it. There's Sammy B in the house. Nilo says Rob is up at this time already. Not usually. You had a late hockey game last night. The comics are sort of doing me a favor. You know that they drink all night and sleep all day to store energy, to tell jokes at night. And but he's here to join us. All right, there's Omega Capper in the house. Doug Barnhouse says Auburn now -7.5, still a play. Auburn -7.5, still a play. Okay, let's talk NBA right now and break down this card. I've locked in 5 plays. Let's start, because we have 16 minutes. Let's just start with the looks that I'm on. Okay, let's start with the looks that I've already made moves on, and then we can add. Sammy B says, when are you getting the low baggers out for some drinks there? Yes, we are going to be having a low bag summit of champions here at the Dog and Bear very soon. We're just setting up the right time. Low bag summit of the champions here at the Dog and Bear very soon. My favorite 2 looks on the board: Pistons team total under 99.5, and the Magic -7 at -113. That was available at Bet Online. Let's see what we're dealing with now. I thought about going under. I thought about going full game under, but what can I trust the most? That 7 is gone. Bet Online's now at 7.5. What can I trust the most is Detroit not scoring much. Now, this total was at 206.5. When I was making these bets, it's moved up to 207.5. I guess I'd say that I'm thankful. Oh, and Ron Crawford's spreadsheet plays are in. Let me copy and paste that. Vancouver and Boston. Beautiful, because I'm on the Bruins with you. Jimmy from Jeff Joseph. Jeff says, Jimmy, Orlando full game under. It's going up. If you like that look, I would wait as long as possible. There's Corey Richardson in the house. Josh CT says, I never knew what taint meant until now. Thanks, Jimmy. Hey, that's why I'm here. It's that little flap of skin. It's on both men and women. It's something we all share. And that's why the taint play of the day, such a beautiful name. Okay, let's move on. Pistons team total under 99.5. And Magic -7 at -113. Pistons pace last 5, 30th in the NBA. 90.90 possessions a game. That's like about 17 or 18 possessions less than like the Bucks are doing. I can understand why you'd want to go on the under, but the Magic are coming off a game against the Hawks where they put up a huge score, 135-126 win at home on Monday night. They drain 18 3-pointers. They go for 42 points in the fourth quarter. They feel good about themselves. And the Pistons are an easy team to play against. I'd much rather just focus on the Pistons team total under. Spidey play of the day. Thank you for joining me, Alex Ramirez. Paulo Marquez says, no NCAA basketball on the show, Jim? Yeah, we are at times. You know, the basketball show with Flash, Maxwell Smart, and Donnie Rightside is on right before us. So now that we're going into the All-Star break in NBA, I'll be hammering college basketball. But right for now, I want to focus on what I know I can put money in your pockets with. So I doubled up here. Magic -7 and -113. Pistons team total under 99.5 at -120. Interesting stuff coming out of this locker room in Orlando. First off, Ennis, who moved over from Philly, says, I love being part of a team that wants to play hard every time it steps on the floor. Certainly that's a message back to the Sixers and what's going on there. Pistons have lost all 3 games since they dealt Andre Drummond to Cleveland. They're not to be trusted. They lose 87-76 on Monday to Charlotte. Charlotte also plays at a slow pace. They're trying to bring in Henson and Brandon Knight to change things. Not going to happen. There's my guy PG00187. Thank you for joining us. Neo Money says, I'm so glad Jimmy's back. Everything is right in the world. Thank you, Neo. Thank you for joining us, my man. All right. So there's a couple plays I want to add, but I just want to go through the plays that I am locking in. I locked in the Raptors Nets over 221.5. I watched this entire game when they played last week. Brooklyn is trying to fight the Raptors by attacking them. I couldn't believe this was 221.5. Bet 365's moved it up to 222.5. It's at 223.5 at Pinnacle. I'm just going to see what I'm opening. I've got the Pinnacle opener. Pinnacle opened it at 225. Bet 365 opened it at 221.5. I was shocked to see that number. Shocked. Raptors pace last 5, 13th in the NBA, 100.90. And Stu Chaos says Detroit Pistons last 2 games, defensive efficiency 110.9. They're vulnerable, but look at who they played in the last 2 games. If you play against the Hornets, your defensive efficiency is going to be fine. They play at a very slow pace. No beach boss. Giannis Antetokounmpo will not be in the lineup. We're going to get to that soon. I'm on the over 221.5. I'm interested in the Chris Levert and Spencer Dinwiddie props. It was 18.5 and 20.5 this morning. I was hesitant to pull the trigger because I've got a lot of action and a lot of stuff on this card that I like right now. I don't need to reach for a player prop, but I'm interested in those 2 player props. Nutflush Allen joining us. Raven in the Desert says, morning, looking good, Jimmy. Like the lighting. Thank you, Raven in the Desert. Thank you, man. I got my best guys here producing this show, and very, very, very thankful. Very thankful, and I'll give them a shout out here at the end of this show. All the guys behind the scenes that have made this this work, and I'm very, very thankful that they're rolling with me here. All right, let's move on. I'm also on the under 226 in Hornets, Minnesota Timberwolves. Look, I know the Timberwolves allow points at an alarming rate, but Charlotte, with their guard play, they use the whole 24-second shot clock. God, it's up to 228.5. A mistake. I hate seeing that. I should have waited on this under. Man. Hornets pace last 5, 29th in the NBA at 93.60. My guy 420 Fuego says Jimmy's back. Balance has been restored. Matt Randall says you could handle a few lap dances on that couch. Looking around at the guys that I have here, I'm going to pass. But maybe when we get some foxes down in this joint. Okay. Look, I made a mistake here. I should have waited. Minnesota with D'Angelo Russell in the lineup. 23 turnovers in his first game. Yo in the house, thank you for joining us. Bud Nino says Wolves blow out Hornets. I don't know. I'm fine with God, I wish I had waited. That was a mistake. Let's look at other spots. I'm on Jazz minus 4.5 at home against the Heat. Jazz have won 3 in a row since that 5-game losing streak. Who cares if the Heat go into San Francisco and beat the Golden State Warriors? They're 13 and 15 on the road. The Jazz have won 3 straight. I'm going to get them minus 4.5. I'm going to take them. Jazz coming off 123-119 win at Dallas on Monday. I know Dallas is 14-14 at home, but I'll make a move here. Donovan Mitchell averaging 24.3. Bojan Bogdanovic averaging 21.0 points, leading the team in 3-point percentage at 42.3%. Rudy Gobert averaging 15.6 points, second in the league in boards at 14.5, fifth in blocks. And Astute Cast says Hornets can't stop nobody on the road. It's not that they're going to stop teams. It's just that they use all 24 seconds of the shot clock, unlike other teams. I'm a little concerned. Obviously, Jay Money in the house, thank you for joining us. Catch Jay Money Show Jammer with Jay Money right after this. Thank you for joining us. Ski Prophet says low-key like the Jazz too. I'm on the Jazz here, minus 4.5. So that is another look I'm on. Okay, so those are my plays that I've locked in. Jazz minus 4.5 and minus 102. The under 226 in the Hornets Timberwolves game, that was obviously a mistake. Over 221.5 Raptors Nets. I took that as soon as that came available. Bet 365. I'm on 2 plays in that Pistons Magic game. Pistons team total under 99.5, and the Magic minus 7. There's my guy D Summers in the house. Thank you for joining us, D. All right, let's go to my additions that I want to make right now. Wizards Knicks. Knicks are fat and happy. Unbelievable. I can't believe I'm saying that. 4-1 over their last 5. Dana Delp, thank you for joining us. Marcelo says, Heat a bad road team. Exactly, Marcelo, exactly. And I'm going to take advantage of the Jazz at minus 4.5. Here we got Wizards Knicks. Wizards pace last 5, 4th in the NBA. Knicks pace last 5, 26th in the NBA. 96.19 possessions a game. Wizards on the second half of a back-to-back after that 126-114 win over the Bulls last night. The Wizards are playing well. 4 wins in their past 6 games. Bradley Beal rolling. You got Hachimura back in action. They have 5 guys scoring in double figures. Knicks have been off since Sunday, and they feel good about themselves. I know that 4-game winning streak came to an end, but they feel good about themselves. They're laughing in practice. Julius Randle telling jokes. You know, Julius Randle should be practicing because he's a fucking bum. And I'm on the Wizards first quarter, first half to come after these guys. This was not available. I couldn't bet it in the morning. I could have given out an official play. but I couldn't bet it, so I thought there was no point here. I'm going to take the Wizards first quarter to get after these guys right away. I'm going to take the +1 at -105. There's a +1.5 at -120 at Bovada, but I don't want that juice. So first quarter +1 at -105. And then let's get first half right now. First half quickly on these Wizards. First half, wow, not much better than that first quarter, eh? +1.5 at +101. +1.5 at 101. Yeah, no worries. No worries, Vince. Man, we're in the sports bar, so there's going to be sound coming from the sports bar. Not a problem. And talking about sports bar, join us down here. Join us down here at the Dog and Bear, where we're doing it live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m., and drinking heavily in the evenings. All right, Wizards, first half, +1.5. I'm getting after this first half, +1.5. I'm getting -105 here, -105 at 5 dimes. First half, +1.5, -105 at 5 dimes. All right, the next double up that I want to make here very quickly. Next double up, Nilo says tailing you. I like it. Richard Lee says Ragu on Wiz team total over 113.5. I like that too. I like that. I mean, Ragu is a beast, so obviously anything he does. Here's another look. I'm going to take the Blazers early in this second half of a back-to-back against the Grizz. I'm going to jump all over this right now. Grizz are a fresh squad, just like the Knicks. Both teams have been off since, Sunday? Grizz last game was Sunday, a 106-99 win at Washington. Both their games last Sunday. Look, Ulysses has what? Sorry, I missed it. Bled says, what time the kitchen open in that bar? Opens at 11 a.m. It's open right now. Come down and join us. Blazers on the second half of back-to-back. They've won 6 of 9. They lose badly at New Orleans last night. Lillard goes for 20 points. That's the least amount of points he's put out since January 9th. Shot 6 of 16 last night. Did not make it 3. Went 0 for 4 from 3. I'm going to take the Blazers early. First quarter, first half right now. Let's get after it right now. First quarter, Portland Trail Blazers. First quarter, Portland Trail Blazers. I'm getting +1.5 at -110. That's available at BetOnline. First quarter +1.5 at -110. And then I'm doubling up on them early. First half, let's grab it right now. The first half on the Blazers. First half +2 at -106. That's available at Pinnacle. First half +2 -106. All right, locked in. We have 5 minutes before we're going to be joined by stand-up comedian Rob Pugh, easily one of the best comics in the country. That Fed said Jimmy on East Coast time. Yes, it's nice to be back. Jeff Joseph says Dog and Bear official low bag bar. Love it. Yes, we're going to be doing some heavy boozing here, and I may start in about 40 minutes. Let's take a look at the NBA spots that I have not made a move on. Dana Delp says, what do you think if the Pacers get back on track today? Look, I think the Pacers could easily get back on track today. I really do. No Giannis Antetokounmpo in the lineup. He's just celebrated the birth of his first son, Liam. His son, Liam Charles. Bucks coming off Monday's 123-111 win at home versus the Pacers on Monday. They're 5-0 without Giannis. When's that going to stop? Bledsoe, Middleton each went for 28. Yeah, I like the Pacers here. There's no getting around it. Guillermo says, who wins that big race in Saudi? If you're talking about the World Cup, then it's maximum security for me. Maximum security for me. Yeah, I think the Pacers get right today. I think the Pacers at home get right. I do. And if that's the case, if that's what I feel, I should pull the trigger. Are the Bucks just going to continue dominating like this? 5-0 without Giannis? No, I don't think they are. I'm going to make a move right now. Full game, money line, Indiana Pacers, get right here with no Giannis. Antetokounmpo in the house. Let's get it right now. God, I should have done this earlier. I would have got a better plus line. The best line available right now at 5 dimes. Pacers, full game, +103 at 5 dimes. Yeah. All right, Dana Delp, I'm going in. I am going in here. All right, let's take a look at the last few spots here on this board before we are joined by Rob Pugh. First off, Hawks, Cavaliers. This is another spot I wanted to take the Hawks. Seymour Dredd says Pacers lose 7 night. Yeah, that's why it's a pick 'em. And Dom Reach says Pacers big low bag pick this morning. I like hearing that. I like hearing that a lot. Jeff Joseph saying may come down next week and hang for the show. Please do, Jeff Joseph. We are going to be doing parties down here at the Dog and Bear. Hawks, Cavs. Look, I want to make a move. And Beach Boss says Pacers lose. Well, they've lost 6 straight. Look, I didn't think this was going to be a popular pick. We have a Bucks team that's dominating their opposition. Bucks, look at them, 46-7. Look, they're a spectacular team. I don't doubt that. But not applicable says Jimmy, don't do it. Look, I get it. I absolutely get it, but I'm doing it. I'm making that move. Okay, we only have a couple more minutes before we're going to be joined by Rob Pugh here. Oh, and it's Antoine Seymour. Nice. Seymour Dread is Antoine Seymour. Trotwham says can't rock with the Pacers. Look, I get it. They've lost 6 straight. I get it. I can be alone on this island, and I'm comfortable there. Hawks, Cavaliers. I'd like to make a move on the Hawks. I'd like to. But look, am I going to sit here with a minus 2-point favorite with a team that's 6-23 on the road? I can't do it. Cavs coming off their 6th straight loss. They were if the Cavs didn't have their worst home loss in franchise history on Sunday night, maybe I'd back the Hawks, but I just can't do it. I can't do it here. So I'm staying off the Hawks Cavs game. And Don Reach says our chat this morning had a bunch of people on the Pacers like it. Bud Nino says, I'm with you, Jimmy. Pacers fully healthy and need to play a playoff type game. I get it. There's Gerald Jones in the house. Thank you for joining us. Dav Fenn back in this Pacers spot. I love that very, very much. All right. Next up here is the Raptors. Nets. I've got everything. Blazers. I've got that locked in. Hornets, Timberwolves. We've talked that. Kings, Mavericks. Part of me wanted to make a move on Sacramento with the Mavs having Luka back but this team's 14-14 at home. I don't want to mess with Luka under any circumstances. Mavs were 3-4 while Luka was out of the lineup. Tim Hardaway goes off for 33 points, 12 of 18 shooting. I mean, he looks phenomenal. But Sacramento's allowed at least 120 points each of his past 4 losses, 7 of their past 9. Harrison Barnes, season high 5 3-pointers, scores 23 points against the Bucks, 20 or more points in back-to-back games for the second time this season. Jabari Parker may make his debut. Look, I don't want the Mavericks with Luka back on his first game as a big favorite, but I don't have the balls to sit here and say the Kings are going to go into Dallas and win. So I'm off that. And then the only other games are Warriors, Suns, Lakers, Nuggets. First off, Lakers, Nuggets coming off their 4th straight win. I'm having a difficult time capping the Lakers after Kobe's death. I think that when you go through a death like that as a group, you come back so much tighter than before. But there's a heaviness that weighs over you, and we've seen it at times with the Lakers, and we've seen it at other times where they look, dominant. The Nuggets are a very good basketball team. I'm staying off that spot in Lakers Nuggets. Let's take a quick look at what we are dealing with on the Sportsbook Review odds page here. The Lakers open up as 2.5-point road favorites. I just don't want anything to do with it. And then we have Warriors, Suns. 2 bad basketball teams in a bum fight, and I don't want to sit here and say, oh, this is the angle that I'm backing. Suns' pace keeps slowing down, 19th in the NBA now at 98.00. Warriors coming off that loss to the Sixers right now. I just don't want anything to do with these 2 teams. Suns at -7, open at -7 now at 7.5. Fight is free play. Sure, I back the Warriors, but look, I don't want to be involved with these 2 homeless bums fighting and fucking, All right, let's talk about what I'm on. Bruins -1.5 at +125 in NHL. That's it. Keeping it clean. And then in NBA, I've got 10 looks now. 5 that I locked in the morning and 5 that I added. Pistons team total under 99.5 and Magic -7. Beat that market move. I added Wizards first quarter at +1, Wizards first half +1.5. Those are both at -105. I also added Pacers +103. Wasn't very popular. Primetime DJS says, what up with Hornets over 226? I see 228. Yeah, and I took the under and made a mistake, Primetime DJS. When you get in the morning on the morning lines, you beat some of them. Hopefully you beat 90% of them. That's the whole idea why you lock in early. This was one that I lost, blatantly. All right, I'm on the over 221.5 at -110. So we just talked about a market move that I missed. Here's a market move that I fucking smashed. I smashed this Raptors total. Smashed it. Toronto, I got over 221. It's at 223.5. Where does it end up? I'm going to beat this one. There's my guy Anna Merrick in the house. Says, do they have Fireball? Of course they have Fireball. Of course they have Fireball. We're heavy drinkers here, and I got to fly there. Blazers first quarter plus 1.5, first half plus 2. I think the Grizzlies feel very good about themselves, and the Blazers are a little angry. I'm taking them early. We will see. And Tim Steve says, I just tell my son to ignore the saucy parts. Damn teacher strike. My fault, Tim. I should. And you know what? We have a lot of young fans, and I had cleaned up my language until I get into a bar environment, and then things change real quick. Under 226 Hornets, Timberwolves, a minus 105. Jazz minus 4.5, a minus 102. And that is my card for today. So without further ado, we bring in our first live guest of the Jimmy the Bag Show. Winner of the San Francisco Comedy Competition, 6-time nominee for Best Comic in Canada. Please welcome to the show, Rob Pugh, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo!
Rob Pugh.
Hey,
What's
man.
up, man? Thank you for joining me.
Great. Good to be here.
Good to see you, man.
All
Rocking your Pens jersey?
That's right, man.
Sure.
The baby blues.
The baby blues, Sidney
Yeah.
Crosby.
Yeah.
Do you think that Sidney Crosby might be North America's first gay sports superstar?
Yeah, and also the best of all time. Like, I think he's definitely a unifier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's facts, though? Do you think that might be facts? Or do you
I think he's gonna have the same girlfriend for like 11 years.
Is that fact? Okay, really?
Yeah.
Okay, really? Because we don't see him out slapping ass.
Never.
No.
You never see him slapping ass.
No.
I could go. I could stand to see a little more ass slapping.
Yeah,
the kid,
it'd be nice. And we need a gay sports superstar. He'd be a great one. The NHL's so lucky to have him.
I just know he doesn't have any he doesn't have a wave or like a tulip on his rib cage yet tattooed. So I'm waiting for that.
That'll be the
I
sign?
think
That'll be the sign.
Yeah.
Remind me not to show you my tulip on my ribcage.
Yeah, I have a tulip around my belly button.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Rob Pugh joining us, our first guest on the Jimmy the Bag Show, star of MTV's Punk'd.
Yeah.
While you were shooting Punk'd, I was in Los Angeles down there with you.
That's right,
in those
man.
days, those were good days.
I got a 6-cent residual check the other day in the mail. 6 cents for that episode. They got me back.
All right. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. All
Could've
right.
used that down there.
So you'd be nominated for Best Comedian at the Canadian, and we're going to talk a lot of sports here, but you'd be nominated for Best Comedian at the Canadian Comedy Awards 6 times with 0 victories.
Zero wins.
Does that make you a failure?
Yes.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I go in, year out, expecting nothing but a W, and 6 years have been snubbed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Thanks for bringing that up.
You're welcome.
It's good to be here.
You're welcome. NHL hockey is your favorite sport, and you play hockey. And you were a prospect when you were younger.
Yeah.
You were also in a car accident 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You lost a kneecap.
That's right.
You were on your way to a gig. It was November?
Yeah.
We were roommates at the time.
Yeah.
And you lost a kneecap. How has that affected your game on the ice with one kneecap?
I'm more machine than man now.
Yeah.
Like I got metal every which place,
Mm-hmm.
And they say that you're never the same after something like that. And you know what? They're right. I find turning right difficult, if we're going to be completely honest here. No more button hooking to the right. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, you were a young hockey prospect, and those days you had long hair and wore leather pants.
I sure did.
Let me first...
I still have them. I still have the pants. I break them out in the bedroom when I want to sauce things up a little bit.
God.
They don't do up anymore, by the way.
Do you ever think of going back and getting your hockey career rolling again?
Yeah, I try and get it going every Sunday. With the old Hogtown Hookers.
Yeah, that is your hockey team. I hear
That's
the
our hockey
Hogtown
team, yeah.
Hookers. A bunch of comics on there.
Yeah, we're 500 this year. We're getting dummied by kids. We're getting older and older, man.
For sure.
Yeah, our youngest line peaks at 38. That's our young prosy.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You once said that there are good guys on the ice and in the room.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about being great in the showers.
And that's just it. I mean, you can have role players out on the ice, guys go and bang and crash and get the job done for you, score goals, sure. Then you get the leaders in the room, but no one ever talks about the true heart. And that's what happens in the showers. And I'm first one in, last one out every week. Okay? That's a real game changer.
Okay.
Not enough is said about the importance of the shower guy. I bring enough shampoo for everybody. I try and make it a warm place for guys to be.
Okay. All right. Okay. The Canucks are retiring the jerseys of my guys. Number 22, Daniel Sedin.
That's right.
Number 33, Henrik Sedin. Were you fans of the Twins?
Of course. Who couldn't be fans of Hank and Dank?
Hank
and Dank, right? One pass, one shoot. Oh, fucking right. It's top shelf. It's going to be chocolate in the dressing room. Those guys, unmatched chemistry out on the ice. We're never going to see that again. The Borg, that hive mentality.
Chocolate in the dressing room. I didn't know that was something.
That's right.
I didn't know that was something that.
Well, they have it. They have it in their stalls. They have Ferrero Rochers at every
every
game.
And you used to have an impression of them drinking the water bottle on the bench.
Drinking like this?
No, you just jiggle. You would always jiggle the ball.
Just tickle the water bottle?
Just tickle the water bottle.
It's not squirting.
Oh, by the way, we get made fun of by every American for calling it a dressing room. By the way, they think
a locker room.
They think dressing rooms are only in the Gap.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. In the washroom. We go to the washroom.
You have to say restroom. You have to say restroom in the States.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Let's go to other spots in. Non-applicable says thought it was the powder room. Do you think that athletes should be able to use HGH or steroids?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that steroids and HGH make things more exciting. I don't know. They up the ante a little bit, but also I just think that probably helps athletes heal a little quicker and get back in the game. And I think it could be regulated. And plus, everybody wants to see a freak show from time to time. Don't you? Like,
Sure.
Who doesn't want to watch just a savage? Let's give Chara roids now. Let's peak him out at 40, whatever he is, 43 years old, and just freak him out. Put muscles on muscles.
Yeah, I think that the debate about that makes sense. I think it does. If it's because I would like to get my hands on some HGH.
Right. Which armchair sports enthusiast wouldn't like to do a cycle or two?
It'll only help me.
Right. It'll only
make me better if we use like a set amount of HGH.
Right. We could start a GoFundMe, and then we get the bag on the juice.
Yeah.
And then start capping on the juice.
I think that this makes a lot of sense. I don't know about the capping, but
I think it's good for your family life. I think it's good.
I think going back to slapping ass, I think it'd make me slap ass, a little harder, a little stronger, leave a mark.
Yeah.
Leave a mark. We have the Taint play of the day here by Matt Randall. It's Auburn -6.5. That is our most famous play of the day here, the Taint play.
I'm a big fan of the Taint play, and I like that you had to explain it to some people.
Sometimes. We explain it every few months.
Right, the little patch of skin.
Yeah, the little flap, we call it.
The little flap.
Yeah, I mean, mine doesn't flap.
No, nor should it. It's broken away from the rest of you.
No, mine doesn't. Mine doesn't flap.
Get in the shower.
Mine doesn't flap. But I agree. I agree. Nilo says it's just like Viagra, no shame in needing to be a little juiced. That's one of the problems with Viagra and that stuff is that you try it once and you get that, real angry,
right.
And then you don't want to ever go back to that soft.
Right. You don't want the half mass. You want the full.
And then you can't stop.
Yeah. And then why would you want to?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not.
But I mean, what kind of pill gives you a desire to like your wife again? Where's that pill? Which one tricks your brain into being back in love with this human? Is there one of those? Because I mean, the only thing that's fooled here is your dick. But if her breath is still bad, then I'm just saying.
No, you're right. There's a lot of truth there. A lot of truth there. A lot of truth there. They
call me Dr. Love, yeah.
Dr. Love?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, in the showers.
I did not know that. Walla Walla Doe says, I want T-shirts that say mine doesn't flap.
Yeah, it's a great shirt.
Beach Boss calls it a mud flap. That's not going to help.
No.
Dom Ricci says this guy's going to steal the Taint for a routine. Take the Taint right to stage.
Did you do your Taint 5? Yeah, tight Taint 5.
Okay. All right, Alex Ramirez says he's stealing the taint for sure. They all think. Okay, I've never known you to be excited about cycling.
Yeah.
But you were interested in the Tour de France of late. Why is that?
Well, in 2015 is really where it started for me. My desire to follow the sport closely because I didn't realize, but at the Tour de France, it's like a thing. As the guy's going by and you don't like you throw a hot cup of piss on him. Is what I heard. Remember this 2015 was a Chris something or other. There you got a cup of urine thrown on him, and then I looked it up, and apparently this happens on the reg. Like people are like, hey, they're coming. Mom, they're coming down the street. We'll get your piss ready, they say, and then they get out there.
Sure.
I mean, is that Gatorade? Is that beer? Nope. Hot cup of piss.
Yeah, that can't help.
No.
That can't help when you're when you're climbing.
Right.
Speaking of Tour de France, we already talked about HGH and steroids. What do you think of the king cheat steroid user of all time, the Tour de France champion? 6 years in a row, 7 years?
Lance Arena?
Yeah. What do you think of? Do you think that he should be vilified?
No, I think he put cycling on the map. I think he made cycling an actual sport, and I think they should celebrate him for it. And as far as I know, everybody else in the race is on the juice too.
I think there's a lot of urine splashing and a lot of drugs being done.
Yeah. And don't just splash your urine on the. Those who live in glass houses don't splash urine. I think is what they say.
I believe that's the comment. Speaking of comments, do you know which athlete came up with the phrase "1 in the pink, 4 in the stink"?
It's gotta be Ken Griffey Jr.
Oh, it was me, actually.
It was you.
Fine.
That was my second guess.
Yeah, well, that's
4, huh? 4 in the stink. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
Okay. So top 5 hockey players of all time.
Ooh, that's a good one. There's the list right now with the points, but my number one's Mario Lemieux, without any shadow of a doubt. I don't want to, but Wayne Gretzky's got to be in there, of course. And then I'm going to say 3 players from right now. I'm just going to go Sid, Ovechkin. You got it, and then you got to give it to Connor Mack, man. That guy's a freak show. He's like the LeBron James of hockey, man.
So no Bobby Orr?
I would put Bobby on the all-time list, 10 maybe. I don't know. He's a defenseman. And they skate on bob skates. And people smoked.
Yeah, they smoked on the bench.
There was farmers playing, They weren't athletes. These guys are freaks now.
Yeah.
I'd take the Phoenix Coyotes today over any team in the 80s and a clean sweep in the Stanley Cup Finals.
They're no longer the Phoenix Coyotes. They're the Arizona Coyotes.
Yeah.
And they're going to cost me a lot of money. They're going to cost me a lot of money because I have I put, and then you even got Flash in our chat right now. Yeah. I got Flash on the Coyotes as well. He took 20% of my action. We put $500 and he's got 20% of it on the Coyotes to win the Pacific.
Oh wow!
And $500 on them to win the Western Conference. And basically, I just took that money and I threw it in the toilet.
Yeah.
Basically, I just threw that in the.
Well, I'm a big Nucks fan coming out of the Pacific this year. They look terrific. Their top 2 lines look awesome. They're my faves to go.
They are your faves in the Pacific?
Yeah. Because that division's just a balloon right now. I don't know who's gonna.
Damian McCourson.
We got calls rolling in here at the center.
Of course they do.
They're upset about this call.
Of course, Danny Menlo wants to see Jimmy on roids. Get a Photoshop. All right, and there's Gordon Watson says, thanks, mate. Much love. Yeah, sorry, Gordon. You can send me that $200 anytime you want because you've lost it. My fault. I shouldn't be laughing at that. I want your life to improve. I definitely want your life to improve. So what do you think of our new spot here? Dog and Bear, Queen Street West.
This is awesome,
Queen
man.
Street West.
This is incredible. I love this. I love the old buckets look here too. I mean, you got Whale Town, the old Nucks jerseys up.
Sure.
And you're bringing some love with the Expos out in the corner. I like it, man. This is a great little spot. And I can't wait to grab some booze down here and watch some games.
Yeah, well, we'll start drinking just in a few short minutes.
I cannot wait.
Yeah, we'll start drinking in a few short minutes. LeBron, MJ, Kobe, who's the best NBA basketball player of all time?
Oh, Probably LeBron. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. Like, I mean, he still stays healthy. He's an old guy. He's still dominating the game. He still makes everybody better. You know?
Defends every position.
And he just makes it look so much easier. Like, he's just a man with kids out there all the time.
Alex Classic says it would be amazing if you could order a beer or something else, Jimmy. Why not? Why not we get, would you like something to drink here?
Yeah.
Okay, what would you like?
Drink beer.
Yeah? Okay.
There's that old Danny Wong.
Yeah, let's get Can we get a couple of lagers? Thank you very, very much. Let's get this sauce. Not Applicable says, is this a pub where men bring their purses? If you mean nutsacks. Yes, I brought my purse.
Yeah, nut purses.
Yeah, nut purses. We brought them. Lou Chase Fox says, Wilt Chamberlain. What do you think of a player like Wilt Chamberlain who is this like the story we talk about why you don't have Bobby Orr in your top 5 players of all time because of the skates and because of how they were playing? Is this a spot where we had Wilt Chamberlain dominating 6'4" white guys?
Kind of. I mean Bobby was
not applicable says
freak.
Not applicable says hot piss for Jimmy.
Hot piss for Jimmy.
Hot piss. It was just warm piss.
Hot piss.
Warm piss is what I was looking for. Warm piss. There's my guy Donnie right side.
One ice cube.
The house, Donnie right side. Oh look,
can I get 3 fingers of hot piss, 1 ice cube?
Okay. So do you think that Wilt Chamberlain dominating 6'4" white guys is a reason why he's not revered in the way LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant are?
Possible. I mean, he could also do layups from the foul line for shooting, so that was kind of like the game's changed a little different. But I guess so, because he was the first freak. He was the first guy playing around the rim and stuff like that. And he was obviously a giant among kids, so probably, yeah. I mean, Bobby Orr was another freak. He just moved faster than everybody. He was in shape. Didn't smoke. Probably the first guy in the league that didn't bag a pack of darts before he got on the ice.
Oh, here we go. Our first
bag. There we go. How we doing?
Rob Pugh.
Look at this.
Labatt's and a little 50
Labatt
for you.
50.
So this is your first sponsor today.
Hey, right on.
This is our first beer on the Jimmy the Bag show. Whenever I have a beer at this time, it means that in a few hours I'm going to be in a ditch.
Hey, I got seats reserved in that ditch. Let's go. Oh God, there goes my career.
Oh, that feels good.
Oh, it sure
That
does.
feels really good. What helps is the no breakfast.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right to the bottom of the stomach. I felt every bubble. And it's the 50. It's the good stuff.
Oh, Maxwell Smart has a question. Our NCAA expert at Bet365 has a question for you. Any of you guys, if you have questions, come in. Please hammer them at us. He has a question. Is sitting down to piss still cool?
Yeah. But what you're going to want to do is sit on the toilet backwards.
Oh.
That way you can finish your cereal. You can put your cereal in the back of the bowl while you piss. Hey, like a gentleman. Can't believe I got to educate these people.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Because I remember you used to like to dump upside down with your roommates.
Yeah, that's when I was doing yoga.
Yeah, and you also had the Ring of Honor. Remember the Ring of Honor?
I didn't think we were going to talk about my Ring of Honor.
Okay. All right. Small Thrill says Labatt 50. Is this the 70s?
Yeah.
You know what?
Great, man. What a
delicious.
great way to start the day.
Yeah.
Just get drunk and talk sports.
All right. Matt Randall says there's a sandwich in every beer.
A loaf of bread for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ron Fig says, Rob Pugh ever play Vegas? I live here and want to check you out. A couple things. Yes. Also, Rob Pugh's album, Pugilist, is available everywhere, right? Yeah. iTunes, everywhere.
Yeah, all of it. Spotify, iTunes. It's on Raw Dog and Sirius all the time. So.
And where are you coming up? Anywhere?
No dates for Vegas yet, but I can't wait to get down that way. I got 2 festivals coming up. I got the Winnipeg Comedy Festival coming up for CBC and the Halifax Comedy Festival CBC.
And the lowbaggers watching the show will know Winnipeg well because that is the clip we play all the time of the dude taking the dump in the planter.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we've played that
Nice.
maybe 25 times on the show.
Holy smoke,
Have
huh?
you seen that clip?
You're really doing the city of Winnipeg a service. Huh?
Yeah.
Hey, come on down, Portage in Maine, and watch this homeless fella shit in a planter.
Yeah, we've shown it about 25 times. 25 times. Carlos Pro says, does this guy bet? Do you bet?
Occasionally, I mean, we've had bets before. I'm kind of a rookie when it comes to looking at the numbers, but I mean, we've placed bets. We played crazy bets.
Well, we also almost got in a fight the night that we bet $1,000.
$1,000.
We have a $1,000 bet riding right now that Connor McDavid will score more points in his career than Sidney Crosby.
No way, not a chance. Not the old injury bag. No, it ain't happening. We're still on. We're still on. That's happening. Connor McDavid's leg's gonna blow up. He's gonna die.
Well, that's
He's injured right now.
he is. He's hurt right now.
Yeah.
He's out for 3 weeks. So you feel very comfortable with this?
I feel so comfortable. I at least feel comfortable that I'll have $1,000 saved up by the time that comes to fruition.
Yeah,
So
okay.
I'm okay with it.
Okay. Okay. Well, speaking of Crosby, he's dealt with concussion issues his whole career, and it's an issue not as much in hockey because the thing is hockey can be so violent.
Yeah.
Because the speed of these guys is so fast.
Yeah.
Right. So hockey can be so violent. So there's concussion issues, no doubt, but it's not on the level of NFL where the offensive linemen and certain position players have their head rattle around, their brain rattle around, every play.
Yeah. Right.
And my dad still watches NFL, but he won't watch boxing.
Right.
Even though he was a huge boxing fan, because the whole idea is you have to give the other guy a brain injury so you can win the fight. Right. So let's start with NFL. Do you think in 50 years NFL will still be here?
I wonder about that all the time, honestly, because I mean, it almost ended due to this same discussion we're having now about it. Like 50 years ago, they wanted to put an end to it because it was barbaric and guys were taking head injuries. And now it's like refined. These athletes are, they're so much more in tune. And like as kids, it's like a religion in the States, and they grow up just giving each other brain injuries. And I don't know, like as long as they keep breathing billions of dollars into it, I don't see that sport going anywhere unless.
Well, 50 years ago, let's say 60 years ago, 58 years ago, you were taught, and I don't know when it ended, but certainly in my dad's day, you were taught to lead with your head.
Yeah, that's right.
That to use your head as a weapon.
Yeah.
And that is changing. Hunter Engelhardt says, Jimmy, is it MLB yet? Hunter, nice to see you, and it's coming very soon. It's coming very soon, MLB, and I'm very nervous about it. I'm extremely nervous. I've had a couple of tough years. Do you follow MLB?
I follow the Pirates. I'm a everything Pittsburgh fan, so follow them. I think they're in for a rough year, though, to be honest with you.
So let's go back to definitely. Well, when your star relief pitcher is talking to 12-year-olds and trying to hook up with them, and then hooking up with them.
A lot of good history of good men coming out of Pittsburgh, is what you're saying. Hey, old Roethlisberger.
I don't put all of Pittsburgh under this one asshole. But this guy, if this guy never gets out of the clink, I think the world would be a better place.
Good.
And let's never mention his name, the fucking loser. Okay, let's go to let's go back to boxing. In UFC or MMA fighting, it's not all about the head injury.
Right.
There's so much other things. Do you think that's why MMA will succeed while boxing will become a thing of the past?
That could be it. And I also think that MMA is much more exciting. I think being able to use your whole body like that is more fun to watch. I would like to see them get rid of the cage. Like it just looks like it just looks crappy.
Yeah.
Chain link fence looks like garbage. I think it's got some refining to do, but I don't think boxing's ever coming back.
It certainly looks that way. It looks like it's the way of horse racing, where we're not going to see much more of it.
Yeah.
See much more of it.
I like horse racing. I like it and I think the rich cats like it too.
Who do you think is your the hottest woman in sports? Who is the woman that you're most attracted to in sports?
Oh, it's got to be one of the dozen tennis players out there. They're beautiful. I don't know.
Monica Seles, Steffi Graf,
Probably Patrick Kane.
Patrick Kane, Patrick Kane. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Hot lady.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
That sounds really, really, really.
Peppermint Patty Kane.
Man, our first ever guest.
Yeah.
On the Jimmy the Bag show.
I'm happy you had me, man.
It's been an honor. All right, we're shutting down the show. Who wins the Stanley Cup this year? So who wins the 2020 Stanley Cup?
Oh, it's going to be an Eastern team. I said this last year too, but then St. Louis came out and surprised me. But I can't die hard. I say we tuned up at before the trade deadline as per Jimmy Rutherford. I'm going to go. My Pens are going to make a deep run again.
Your Pens are going to make a deep run.
Yeah.
Is Gensel coming back?
Gensel will not be back. They replaced him with Jason Zucker, and hopefully that works out. But Malkin's a freak show right now, so I don't know that he can be stopped come playoff time. And defense is there, 2 good goalies. I don't know. We're looking pretty.
Does LeBron and the Lakers win the NBA championship?
No, I like a healthy Bucks team, to be honest with you. I like Giannis. I like Giannis to stick it to him.
Yes.
And I'd love to see, I mean, we're in Toronto right now, but the Raps just keep surprising me. And if anybody gets injured going into the playoffs, this team just got the hustle. You can't sleep on them. I know you can't sleep on them. They can just bury you with a bunch of names you've never heard of before. And their depth is hard to deal with, I think. So.
Yeah, and we have a big Nets Raptors tonight, going for their 16th straight win. I was a little surprised. That no Canadian team had ever won 15 straight games in any sport. I was very, very surprised. I thought that somebody would have done that before, at least the Habs. But the Habs hadn't done it. Their 66-67 longest winning streak was only 12 games because of ties.
Oh wow!
Ties were involved back in the day.
In the garbage hockey days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's raising the puck like an animal?
Yeah. That's why you don't have Bobby Orr in your top 5.
That's right.
That's why you don't have Bobby Orr in your top 5.
I don't count anything in hockey before 1985.
Diesel Eugene says the hottest woman in sports is Sylvia Fowles. Danny Menlo says this Pugh kid is a keeper. G-Sauce says, does Rob wear his boxers backwards?
I do. Since the crisscross days in the 90s. Okay. I'm wicked a whack, son.
Okay. You do sound wicked a whack. Man, I want to give a big shout out to all the people that made this first show pop off. And I've got my guy Peter Hatch producing this. My guy Brandon here rolling through. He's with us today. He was with us 2 days ago to make sure that it popped off right. We had Dan on the lights, which helped so much. And Dan Wong here joining us. We got Canascat, Lowbagger right there. And our first guest, Rob Pugh, our first guest. I'm gonna bottoms up this bad boy. Thank you so much for being the first guest of the new Jimmy the Bag show. I'm gonna go over quickly my looks on this card, and I'm gonna drink this beer really quickly as well because it just feels right that way. And every day, Monday to Friday, catch our show here at 11 a.m. Eastern time. A new stand-up comedian on each show. We have Kenny Robinson tomorrow night, the godfather of Canadian comedy.
Oh, it's going to be good, man.
The godfather of Canadian comedy. He's been the host of the hottest show in Canada for the last 30 years, the Nubian Disciples of Pryor show.
He's going to be a beautiful energy, a great voice on this show. Get him talking about Chi-Town and the peg. He's got something to say about that guy sitting in the potted plant for sure.
Yeah, for sure he does. For sure he does.
Yeah.
We have no show without you guys in the chat. It means everything. And look, Tim Steves in our chat. Tim Steves will be here Friday with us.
Oh, man, right on.
Nilo, Lance LaRose, Rod and Fig, Alex Ramirez, Omega Kappa, Raven in the Desert, Doug Barnhouse, Sammy B, Not Applicable, Trot Wham, Guillermo Zutucci, Paco Healy, G Sauce, Ulysses Hayes, Billy Boxer, Adam Lastman, Richard Lee, Dave Burke. We got Berkey in the chat.
Davey Burke.
David Burke. Burke is going to be a guest next month. Can't wait to have him on. Scott Kaler says, Jimmy, please have Rob back when available. He brings a great element.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
I like that. I'm an element.
Yeah.
I love being an element.
Sure.
Huh?
Sure. This is what my family was worried about. Was this being done at just at 12? It's 9 a.m. on the West Coast.
Yeah, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. Remember one of your first ever jokes was the guy with the drinking problem?
Yeah.
Can we close with your drinking?
Don't tell me. Listen. That's it. Are you listening? Woo! That's it. Hey, and a wrap.
Yeah. A guy with no arms. A guy with no arms has a drinking problem.
The guy with no arms does have a drinking problem. He's knocking over Jenga towers. That's what he's doing. As the joke goes.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you to our first guest, Rob Pugh. Thank you to Sportsbook Review for trusting us here in Toronto at the Dog and Bear, 1100 Queen Street West. This is where we're going to be drinking and partying. It's the best place in Toronto to watch sports, Raptors game, Leafs games, or just come in and eat some chicken wings and drink some beer, which is what we are about to be doing here. But we got really nothing without you guys in the chat, so thank you so much. Oh, Jean-Paul, we got Jean-Paul. He says Wakanda.
Well, Wakanda, man, Wakanda.
Jean-Paul now. Thank you, Jean-Paul. Nice to see you. Truly, we have nothing without you guys. Hit the link. I'll never sell you anything in my whole entire life. And I'm going to end up in a ditch in a few hours. My future does not necessarily look bright unless all my NBA action comes in, which is real possible. Also, Bruins -1.5. Okay, we got to go. Let me just quickly go over my action very quickly. I'm on Bruins -1.5 at +125 in the association. I'm on the Pistons team total under 99.5. Magic -7. Wizards first quarter +1, first half +1.5. Pacers +103, stop their 6-game winning streak, beat the Bucks at home. Bucks don't have Giannis Antetokounmpo. He named his son Liam Charles.
I thought that was a weird call.
Liam Charles Antetokounmpo.
Yeah. The Greek freak. What?
Liam Charles Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
I'm on the over 221.5 Raptors Nets. I smashed that market move, but then the under in the Kings Mavericks game hurt me. Blazers first quarter, first half. I've got that locked in, and then there's this under 226 in the Hornets Timberwolves game. And Jazz -4.5 shuts down my card. Thank you guys so much for watching. J Money is Money coming up here on the network in 56 minutes. Jamming with J Money. But please hit the link at the bottom. Like, subscribe, and thank you so much for watching. Get that cash. Leche. Los Bookmakers.